the 2019-20 season preview. We're going to give you everything you need to know for the season and our predictions for these top 5 leagues and who we think is going to place top 4. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the Bundesliga. First, let's talk about the title contenders. Obviously, the favorites are going to be Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich have made some pretty good signings. Bayern Munich bringing the likes of Ivan Perisic, the World Cup runner-up, Coutinho, former Barcelona flop, and they're still a really strong team without Ribery and Arjen Robben. Whereas Dortmund have been doing some splendid business, but I still think that Bayern can easily claim this title. So I think first place is going to go to Bayern Munich and second Borussia Dortmund. And third, Leipzig with the likes of Josef Paulsen and Timo Werner. So fourth is going to be a race for the dark horses. For Borussia Mönchengladbach, Werder Bremen, and Bayer Leverkusen. But I think Borussia Mönchengladbach is the strongest of the three, and I think they're going to be taking fourth place with the likes of Jan Sommer in goal and the new manager.
So that sounds right, yeah. Bayern München definitely the strongest team in Germany. So moving on to Serie A. As usual, you have Piemonte Calcio taking the dub in Serie A. They're definitely the best team once again. They just signed Matthias de Ligt for 81 million euros. He's one of the greatest defenders of last year, and I think he'll be great at Juventus. They also made a couple of free signings with the likes of Aaron Ramsey and Adrian Rabiot. They definitely have a stacked midfield with Miralem Pjanic, Sami Khedira, and their 2 new signings. And who can forget the attack with Cristiano Ronaldo and Gonzalo Higuain? I think Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best in the world, he can definitely help them win another Serie A. So, first in Italy is going to be, of course, Piemonte Calcio. Second will be Napoli. Third is Inter Milan. And bringing up the rear in fourth is AC Milan.
Now let's move on to the English Premier League. Barclays Premier League now. So let's talk about the top 4. First talk about their signings. Okay, Man City, like all the top 6, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester United, Chelsea, they've all made splendid business except for Chelsea. Chelsea and Liverpool. Okay. RIP Chelsea transfer ban. So, well, Arsenal have been probably doing the best business, bringing in Nicolas Pepe, Kieran Tierney, who has a really bright future, David Luiz, who's a pretty solid center back, and yeah, I think they will be taking part of the top 4 this season, and they'll finally be back in the Champions League. So I think first place is going to be Man City. They're stacked. Like every single year they're stacked. Like everyone says, their bench or even their B team can win. And now they have even more signings. They have Rodri, the heir to the throne of Fernandinho. They have Benjamin Mendy back from injury. They have João Cancelo. And they have Kyle Walker. They have 2 of the best right backs right now. So they are stacked, and I think they're taking up first place, and I'm sure of it. And second, I think is gonna be Liverpool. Even though they haven't done the greatest business, they still are a really strong team, and they're coming back out of a UCL win. And yeah, it'll be a splendid season for them as well. It'll be a really nice title race, just like last year. Third is gonna be Arsenal with their amazing signings, and fourth is gonna be neck and neck between Spurs, Manchester United, and Chelsea, but I think Spurs will take it.
Sounds about right. I mean, Chelsea this year is going to be a slow start to them, of course, with 3 games and only 1 win against Norwich City. So I think that's correct. Moving on to La Liga. Of course, you have the big 3. You have Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, all who've done some great business in the transfer window. So Barcelona have brought in Frenkie de Jong and Griezmann, which will definitely be one of the most influential signings this season. So we've already seen Griezmann impress against Real Betis with his 2 goals in his Camp Nou debut, the first player for Barcelona to score on his Camp Nou debut in this century, which is record-breaking. Then they also have their young player Ansu Fati, who is Barcelona's youngest goal scorer in history, even younger than Lionel Messi.
And
So
Carlos
that is
Perez.
definitely going to be great. Madrid. Who can ignore Madrid? 5 signings, 6 maybe, this season. So, they've signed Eden Hazard, Luka Jovic, Ferland Mendy, Eden Militao, and of course, Tubo. But Tubo is going on loan to Malaga, so he won't be making too many starts. But of course, Eden Hazard, bring up the attack. I think Real Madrid have a pretty good chance this season compared to last season. Atletico have brought in João Felix as the replacement for Griezmann. The Wonder Kid has been absolutely brilliant for Benfica last season, so this should promises to be a real title race. I think Barcelona will take the job this season. Madrid will bring up second, Real Madrid. Atletico in third, and for fourth, I think it'll be a competition between Valencia and Real Betis, but Valencia will probably bring up fourth.
Okay, that sounds about right. Now let's talk about the French league. Okay, we all know
No,
who's
it's
going to
Lille,
win
it's
this.
Lille, it's Lille, it's Lille. We know it's
Even
Lille.
without the likes of Neymar not being in the best of his form, and the loss of Adrian Rabiot, and the loss of Dani Alves not getting a replacement for him, they have Thomas Meunier. They're stacked. No other team in the French league is even going to get close to them. So I think it's going to be easy dub for PSG as usual. Second place,
Lyon.
what do you think? I think maybe, yeah, Olympic Lyon have been, even though they lost Nabo Fekir, they still look pretty strong. And then I think third is going to be a battle between Lille and Marseille. Lille got Renato Sanchez,
Yeah,
correct me
they
if
got
I'm
Lille.
wrong. But yeah, I think Marseille will take
Yeah,
third and
that's
Lille will
right. I
take
think Eden
fourth.
Hazard's former club will take fourth. Lyon are once again in the Champions League this season and look to top their group. So I think Lyon will be second and PSG, of course, will be first.
Yeah, okay. Now let's take a quick shift from the main top 5 leagues to the European games. Okay, UCL, let's talk about the group of death. Okay, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, and Slavia Praha. Okay, if you didn't know already, the Slavia Praha representatives
Yeah.
were laughing at the draw. He laughed when they got drawn to the group of death. Okay. Just a brief overview of this group. I think it'll be
Yeah.
easy claps for Barca. Second, I think Inter Milan have a nod over Borussia Dortmund if Romelu Lukaku can replicate his Everton form and Alexis Sanchez can get back his Arsenal form. And Antonio Conte is a great coach. And yeah, I think Borussia Dortmund will be knocked into the Europa League. So I think the UCL contenders top are Juventus, Calcio,
City.
Barcelona, Liverpool, and City. Yeah, I think those four
Take a
are
look
going
at
to be
City's
the
group,
main teams.
guaranteed going into the round of 16. I mean, you have City, yeah.
So that's for all the English teams. All the English teams had a very easy draw, except for the Spanish teams.
You
It's
got
pretty difficult for the
Atletico,
Spanish
who are
teams.
drawn against Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus, which will promise to be 2 interesting matches. Man City, once again, they have easy 18 points in their group against Atalanta, Dynamo Zagreb, and Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah. So that's our UCL prediction on the top 4 teams, how they're gonna do. And let's talk about the Europa League. Europa League, I think Arsenal and Manchester United, obviously 2 major English clubs. I think Arsenal have like a really good chance of taking the dub this season with their new signings. And if Borussia Dortmund go down, if they place third, I think they can do bits in the Europa League as well. I think the Europa League is going to be pretty interesting this season, and I think this whole season, this year is going to be really interesting.
That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
the Europa League group stages are normally dull because you have a lot of second-tier teams. But once you get to round of 32 with all the Champions League third placers, usually gets interesting. I mean, Eintracht Frankfurt really don't have too much of a chance after losing Luka Jovic, but of course we'll definitely see a bunch of young wonder kids come out on top this season.
Yeah, and for Eintracht Frankfurt, they also lost Sebastian Haller, so that's gonna be pretty hard for them. And yeah, well, I think this is gonna be a great Europa League. It's gonna be a great Champions League. It's gonna be a great season overall. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to
Yes.
subscribe and smash
Let's
that
get
like
to 200
button.
subs
And
before whenever. And yep, that's all. See you guys next time.